All right, so if you've seen video 12, you now know how to delete a meow, which is great, but things can get a little confusing once you have all these different users using your app. Things might be breaking, you have no idea what's going on. So one great way to keep track of all this is to create an audit trail. Kind of like how in Facebook you've got your Facebook profile, but that's really not enough. You have a timeline to go along with it to give you a more color to the situation, a more sense of what's going on. So a lot of apps have an audit trail of all user actions. So let's make one now. The reason why I want to show you this is because it's another great use of a middleware function. Kind of how we had the authorized middleware function. If you've been watching the other deep dive videos, we're going to make another one. So let's call it var audit equals function rec res next. If this function is called, then we're going to do a, let's just say we're going to record the user action, and then we're just going to say return. After we record it, we're going to do return next, just like we do with any other function that's a middleware. So the ones we want to audit are the removal. So let's do audit. Oops, not all caps. Audit. And then also post for a new one. Okay, so what's an audit trail? It's going to be a collection of objects. So kind of how up here we have a collection of meows, let's do a new one. Remember, if you've been watching the deep dives videos, these are mongoose objects. So I suggest if you haven't seen it, go back and take a look at how I show you how to do mongoose. So var audit, I'll just call it audit equals mongoose dot model. Actually, no, I'll call it audit trail object, audit trail event, or actually audit event. Mongoose dot model audit event. That's the type of object, or what the name we're going to give it, and then it's going to contain the following. Let's start by copying created. That's a great field for every object to have. It's something that's type date, and when it's created, I'll just say that this is when it was created. Text. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? Yeah, let's just do text. That's it, just a text field, and it's gonna say like, Dave made a new meow, and this is what it said, or Dave deleted a meow. This is the one he deleted. So that's going to go inside the text string. So it's going to be a list of actions that are happening inside the app. So we have our audit event object. So now what we can do is we can kind of how we did here. In our audit object, we can do this. Var audit, or actually it should be new audit event. Oops. New audit event equals, and how's the syntax again? New meow. Okay, so it's going to be new audit event, and then parentheses, and then the object itself. And I'm just going to put a text field here. Let me just make sure. Okay, so what do we put in here? So let's say this. Let's do var text equals this. Let's put it down here. Our text, and then lastly, I can do new audit event dot save, and that's it. That's all you have to do to create an audit trail object. Doesn't say anything yet. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second, but let's bring up our app. Let's make a new thing here. Submit. Okay, it seemed to have worked. Let's bring up our MongoDB. Let's just make sure db.audit, actually db show collections. Okay, we have audit events, db.audit events.show, or sorry, .find. Okay, so we've created an object with an ID. the text field, which is nothing, and then a created, which is the date time timestamp that we put in our Mongoose schema. So what should we put for the text? Well, we can kind of figure it out. So what we can do is do rec.url. Let me just log this actually. Console.log rec.url equals, just to show you guys, rec.url. And then I'll do the same thing for rec.method. These are two things that are going to come in handy for you here. These are two properties that Express.js adds to the rec object. So we're going to take advantage of these. Again, let's take another look at this, submit, and there we go. Rec.url equals /meows, and rec.method equals post. Pretty straightforward. So what we're going to do is this. If rec.url equals /meows and rec.method equals post, then we know that we're adding a new one. So the text is going to be, oh, let's do this after we have the text. Let's put the text up here. Let's do text equals, let's say rec.user.username plus made a new meow colon and then quotes, and inside the quotes is going to be the actual text of the meow. So I think we can do rec.body. Let me just figure out what it is. Rec.body.new meow. Okay, so rec.body.new meow plus made a new meow. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Save. Okay, I don't need this anymore. Save. And one thing you might have noticed is that I do just new audit event.save. Super simple, and I'm not even calling it with a callback function. Usually when I do a database operation, I have a callback function, such as down here I did save, and then in the callback, when everything is all good and dandy, I send back the success signal. But here, I want my server to run quickly, and audit trail is important, but it's not like super critical to our operation. So if there's a problem, I don't want the whole app to stop. I just want to hit save. I don't want to handle the callback or anything. I just want to call the next middleware where the actual meat of the business logic happens. But this audit function, I just want to kind of run in the background and just save everything that's going on. And if there's a problem with saving it, I'll notice over time. I don't care if there's any one incident. So like say the database gets disconnected for a minute or something like that. I don't want to stop the presses for one little error like that on the audit trail. So I just call new audit event.save. It looks like a synchronous thing here, but it's asynchronous. Node will automatically kind of execute it, quote, asynchronously, even though there's only one thread. That's just how it works. So anyway, back to this. Let's make a new meow, submit it, and now let's take another look at our MongoDB. Let's go back to db.autoevents.find, and oof, it's still blank. Okay, it made a new object, but it was blank. Let's see what we're missing here. New audit event dot save text. Oh, whoopsie. That should be double equals rec.url rec.method /meows. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, did I save it? Maybe I didn't save it. Let's try it one more time. Submit. And okay, let's go back here. Find. Okay, here we go. Dave10 made a new meow, and then the text of the meow. There we go. So now it's saving kind of who did it and then what they did, and then the actual data showing how they did it and what they put. So it's really great to just see all this in chronological order. Okay, let's do it for deleting it. If rec.url, so what's the delete path? So here it is. It's app.put, and it's /meows/remove. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to copy this if statement. Copy. I'm going to type else, and then paste it. So else if rect.url equals /meow/remove, and then the method is going to be put. Okay, and then rect.username removed meow, and then since there's no new meow in the body, I think it's going to be meow ID, I think. Meow.id. Okay, so that's what it is. It's rect.by.meow._id. Actually, let me see if I could do let me do db.meows.find.text. Okay, let's try this. rect.by.meow.text. Save that. Okay, let's see what happens here. Something's not right. For some reason, it's not showing the fact that I added one. Maybe it's having trouble inserting it. It's not inserting my meows right now. Something is not quite right. Let's try this. Delete, delete, delete. And let's go back to our database. db.audit_events.find. Okay, here we go. Dave 10 removed the meow, like so. Okay, so we have it in our database, and now let's just put it on the website. So let's do this. Let's make another link here over on the right. I want to make it. Where can I put it? Dave 10. Yeah, let's put it on the upper right. So let's do this. Home. Meow, submit, not a member. Okay, let's do this. Div class equals, and there's a poll right. If you're using Bootstrap, which if you've been following my videos, you're probably using, there's a class in Bootstrap called poll right, which if you make a div, it'll move that div over to the right. So let's try this. Audit trail. Let me save that. Refresh. Nope, that's not where I want it. Div.h. Let's put it here. Refresh. Audit trail. I don't want it there. Let's just put it back here for now. I mean, you could play with the layout, figure out where to put it, but I'm just going to make it a link right here. So I'm going to say href equals /audit trail, and then like so. And save that. I'm going to make a new route on the front end with a new controller. So I'm going to copy, paste, audit trail. Let's call it audit trail, and I'll do it audit trail controller, audit trail controller. Let's do this, app.controller, audit trail controller, and then function, function $scope, $HTTP, because we're going to be requesting all of our audit trail events. And let's just for now say scope.audit trail events equals an empty array. Eventually we're going to make a route where we can pull all of them in, but for now it'll just be empty. And let's make a new HTML file here, new file. Let's do h2, call it the audit trail. Save that, audit trail.html. Okay, and let's do kind of like what we did for the ng repeat over here. I'm gonna copy paste this. Actually, it's really good. I like this. I'm not gonna be too crazy with it. just gonna do this. Panel.body. I don't need the user icon. I'm gonna get rid of that. I just need the text. I don't need the X button, and I don't need the username. So it's really just a panel with some text in it. So it's gonna be ng-repeat equals audit trail event in audit trail events, ng class. That's fine. I'll keep it alternating. Text, and this is gonna be audit trail event dot text. Okay. Okay, let's refresh this. Click on that. Okay, here's our audit trail, and nothing's there yet. Very good. So what we're gonna do on the server is gonna make a route for getting all the audit trails. So we're gonna do app.get / audit trail events. It's going to be a get function. So it's going to be a function rec res next, and then open that up. And then we're going to do this. And remember, it's Mongoose, so we can kind of copy what we've done here. So we could just do, I can copy this exactly word for word, actually. I can even sort it by negative created, because if you remember, we added a created field. So instead of meow, it's going to be audit event. And then it's going to be, yeah, I'll just call it events, and then rec.json events. So it's got that, and then let's go back to our index, and I'm going to copy this function for getting the meows. We're going to do something very similar here. Rec.get audit trail events. Scope.audit trail events is going to be equal to response dot data. I guess let's see if that works. Data. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Let's call it get events, and then let's call it get events. So that'll get called when the page loads. Okay, let's give this a shot. Refresh. Audit trail. Okay, there we go. There's our events right here. So at a glance, you can now see everything that's going on in our application. So we've got, and this is chronological, sorted by most recent on top. So I made some new ones and I removed some of them. Now let's go back. Let's make a new one. Say hello, today is a good day. Submit. And let's take a look at the audit trail. And there we go. Dave 10 made a new meow. Hello, today is a good day. And that's that. That is how you do this.